No, I'm not rich. No, I don't speak perfect French. And no, I don't have EU citizenship. Here's how I secured a job in France as a 21-year-old American straight out of undergrad. Welcome to my channel, Spencer Stop Talking, where I seemingly never stop talking about things that interest me. Today's topic, the TAPIF program. So in about a month, I will start living and working in France as an English language assistant through the TAPIF program. TAPIF stands for Teaching Assistant Program in France. Now I'm going to talk about the basics of the program and the application process. It's a 7-month work contract from October 1st until April 30th, where you as a native English speaker from whatever country you come from will be able to teach English as an English language assistant in French public schools, and you can reapply 3 different times, be in 3 different locations if you like. You might be teaching in multiple schools, up to 3 schools I'll say. I'll be teaching in 2, many people teach in 3, some people teach in 1, I think a lot of people teach in 2. You can specify on your application, okay, I want to teach elementary school or primary school, right? And then you can say, okay, I want to do secondary school, which is what I'll be doing, and that is from ages 11 to 18. So if you're teaching secondary school like me, the focus is really on getting these kids conversation ready in English. They have spent all the years learning grammar and all the boring stuff. You want them to speak as a native. So you're gonna lead some English education practice, you're gonna have small groups, you're gonna come in with your own ideas for lesson plans. However, it should be noted you are not the lead teacher and you should not be treated like the lead teacher. So there have been instances where people are treated like the main teacher and not getting main teacher money. So we're not gonna be doing that, okay? If something happens like that, someone expects more out of you than that contract expects out of you, then you bring it up to the higher ups and you get that ironed out. So the hours are great, I'd say. You teach 12 hours a week. You can request more hours, but I think it's pretty rare that you teach more than 12, even though I think a lot of people request more hours, including me. I requested more, trying to make more money, didn't get it, so it's okay. But that 12 hours a week allows you to travel as you please, really get accustomed to the French life throughout those 7 months, and work on other projects if you like, while having a job, which is always nice. And now we're on to the pay, which is probably the most disappointing part of the whole job. You get paid a little bit more than 1,000 euros gross, which means you'll get a stipend of about 800 a month. God damn! Yes, in 2026, 800 euros a month. I know. They say that it's to have you live like a student, a French student, and we're the broke college student. We're doing all. Whoa, broke college. I had my days of broke college student. I had that for 4 years. Can I be successful traveler? Can I be profitable worker? Why do I have to be broke college student all over again? But you're living in France, I guess, right? That's a plus. If you're American like me, we don't have free healthcare. So when you go there, though, you will have that same right that everyone there has, which is that healthcare benefit.
I'm leaving here with something. You know what I mean? I'm from around the way. I'm leaving with something.
So you'll be paying into Social Security, you'll get free healthcare, you'll be covered with the things that matter the most. If you're placed in a region that is more expensive, we're talking Paris, we're talking Lyon, we're talking some places in the south of France, then that 800 a month really is not going far. In fact, you might have to do some things under the table, I guess, to make more money. And I'm not advising you do anything under the table. That's just a joke. Okay, but if you did, don't be loud about it. Please don't tell everyone about it. Please don't go in the TAPIF WhatsApp group chat talking about all your plans to do stuff. Shut up about it. Shut up. Do what you gotta do. But no, there's consequences. But again, do what you gotta do. And like I've said multiple times, placement. You can choose up to 3 academies to be placed in. Usually these academies are named after the major city in that region. So if you're in Academy de Lille, Lille is that major city. Academy de Toulouse, Toulouse is that major city. However, if you are placed in that academy, that does not mean you'll be placed in that major city. Please do not get the two confused. Don't say, oh man, I'm gonna apply to Academy de Bordeaux. And then you end up in West Bubble in somebody's mountains and you're not even close to Bordeaux, all right? You can be hours away because you're technically in the same region, but You're not going to be there. Like, for example, that's like if someone's like, man, I'm going to apply to go to the state of New York, thinking you're about to be in New York City. And then they put you upstate in freaking Albany or something. You're like, wait, I want in New York City. That's my point. You can choose up to 3 of your preferred regions, but it doesn't mean that you're going to get those regions. I personally didn't get my preferred regions. I happened to rank some of the most popular regions. I ranked Lyon first. I ranked Montpellier second, I believe. And I ranked Toulouse third. And I got Dijon. So I got l'Académie de Dijon and in the Burgundy region. I'm happy with where I'm at. It's a mid-sized city. I really didn't want to be in a small town with 13 people and I'm seeing the same people that, please no. But I wanted to be somewhere else. But that's just, mais c'est la vie. That's just how it goes, you know? That's what comes with this job and the freedom of literally living in France for 7 months, bro, and getting paid for it. But sometimes you don't get to choose everything. And I want you to really understand there's a lot of things that will not be in your control if you choose this program. All right, so let's get into the eligibility. If you're American like me, then you need to be a US citizen or a permanent resident. You need to be a native English speaker. You need to be between the ages of 20 and 35. You need to have completed at least 2 years of college. You need most of your education to have been completed in the US. And you need a French proficiency of at least B1 level, which is early intermediate, which you should get if you're in college. Boom, a second year French course, you're probably B1. But B1 is the bare minimum. You need to be able to navigate the French bureaucracy, navigate getting your own housing and getting your own food and your transportation. You need to navigate all that stuff. You need to be living like a French student. And French students typically speak French. So you need to be able to communicate when it comes to the things that matter the most. So I would really say be B2 level, at least if you can write in B2 level or above. Because I know speaking is usually the hardest part. Sometimes I speak like a C1, sometimes I speak like an A1. So, okay, no. Sometimes I speak like a C1, sometimes I speak like a B1. But my writing, it will be consistently B2 or C1 sometimes, you know? And my understanding will be at a B2 level. My listening skills will be at a B2 or C1. You understand what I mean? That vocabulary. So the way that they know that you are proficient enough, you need to either have one of your professors at school write a letter of recommendation that affirms that you are that French level, or you need to provide a certified test, probably the DELF test, I believe, that will show I am at least B1. And then if you're American, you need an FBI background check. Please don't be like, oh man, you said I could move and these were the only requirements, but I happen to be a wanted criminal in 13 states. You need to leave. Get the background check, bro. Like, you need a background check. Okay, and that was the basic eligibility. There's no teaching experience needed, but I will give you a tip. If you have any type of experience teaching, tutoring, or leading and helping children, that boosts your application probably the most. I know so many stories of people who are literally fluent in French. I'm talking C2 level fluent in French, but they didn't have any experience, which you don't need necessarily, but it definitely is preferred. And if you don't have that experience, but you speak perfectly and you got all your studies in French and French education, blah, 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 but you haven't taught anybody ever, not a substitute teacher, not a tutor, not a babysitter, not a camp leader, they probably will not accept you. Okay, so if you went through this whole process, you applied, you also have to pay a fee of like $150 or something. You applied, you got your letters of recommendation, you got your test in, your FBI background check came in clean, whether you forged it or not. All that happens, and you should get your results back in April. The whole application process itself, easy, simple, peaceful even, but the after is nerve-wracking. There's a lack of communication. Everyone's just like, let me go to Reddit. Worst place on earth, by the way. Let me go on Reddit. So if you saw this video, then you know on May 9th, 2026, I graduated from undergrad and I heard not one update from the TAPIF program. They might have sent an email talking about, oh, we'll get you this stuff so soon. Do you think it was soon? Look at my face. Do you think it was soon? Oh, okay. So this is the before. I could take you through all the stuff leading up to October 1st. If you want to hear about that, hear about the realness, and if you want to hear about an experience that's more in the middle of TAPIF website, this is how everything will go, and Reddit horror story, I saw the devil when it told me his name was TAPIF, and my experience is probably in the middle of that. Not the greatest, not the worst, but if you want to hear that stuff, like the video, leave a comment, tell me what parts of the process you want me to go more in depth in, and I'm gonna just give you some anecdotes. Thanks for watching. More French content will be coming soon. More content in general will be coming soon. Thanks for stopping by my channel. Spencer, stop talking. And you got what you wanted. I stopped talking. There you go.